Hello everyone and welcome to our D365 ERP channel. So in this new video we will see how to configure the Regression Suite Automation Tool, commonly known as a RSAT. I will show you the step-by-step process to configure the RSAT with D365 Finance and Operation Cloud Hosted environment as well as Sandbox or UAT environment. So let's first discuss about what is the RSAT for our subscriber which are new to the D365 Finance and Operation. So what is RSAT? RSAT or Regression Suite Automation Tool is a game changer when it comes to the user acceptance testing or UAT testing in D365 Finance and Operation. RSAT is designed to reduce the time and the cost associated with the UAT testing. So RSAT capture the business tasks like creating the sales order, creating purchase order and so on using the task recorded in Finance and Operation, and these recording are then transformed into the automated test cases. In short, RSAT is a tool which we use to automate the UAT testing in D365 Finance and Operation. And also the RSAT is fully integrated with Microsoft Azure DevOps. If you're not aware about the Azure DevOps, how to create a project in Azure DevOps, don't worry about this. In this video I'll show you both these processes. So the text execution and the reporting, all this handle within the Azure DevOps platform. So I hope you understand what is the RSAT. So let's start with our configuration process. So to configuration, first I'll log in with the LCS. I'll type LCS login. First link, I just log in with my credentials. So the first step in the LCS, when you log in with the LCS, this screen is your first screen. So here we need to create a new project in a LCS for our RSAT configuration. In the LCS for RSAT we need to create a different project other than the implementation project or project which we use for the development. We need to create a separate project for the RSAT. So the reason behind this creating a new project is in the existing main project generally we had configured the Azure DevOps or VSTS configuration for this existing project. So for RSAT we required a separate VSTS connection for the RSAT test cases. So this is the main reason for creating a new project in LCS for the RSAT. So if you are not aware about the VSTS, I will also show that how to configure the VSTS for RSAT in this video. So make sure to watch the complete episode till end. So I'll create a first new project for our RSAT. So I'll click on this new project. I selected Finance and Operation. This new project we are dedicatedly use for the RSAT only. So I'll select the prospect pre-sales, name it as a RSAT. Same, copy the description. I'll use the product version as a Finance and Operation, and in the history I'll set it as other, and make sure you enable this button import roles and user from the existing project. So this will fetch your role or import your roles from your existing implementation project. Enable this, and here I select my project. You can select your project or implementation project as per your requirement. So I select as RSAT and name it as RSAT HG. Okay, so I click on the create. So here you can see that our new project in the LCS is created with RSAT underscore HG name. So RSAT test cases is which we connect the BPM, which is a business process modular, with the Azure DevOps test cases. So just we navigate to our Azure DevOps projects to connect this RSAT BPM library with this Azure DevOps. So for navigating to Azure DevOps, I search for the Azure DevOps here. Here we click on the Azure DevOps services. Here I log in with my Azure DevOps credential. If you don't have any account in the Azure DevOps, you can start with the free account. This will give you 30 days free plan for the Azure DevOps. So I have already account, so I'll log in with my credentials. So if you require this Azure DevOps link, I'll mention this Azure DevOps link in our description, so you can navigate from that link for this Azure DevOps. So this is our project. Here we need to create a new dedicated project for our RSAT in the Azure DevOps. Here I also need to mention one important thing. Before creating a new project in Azure DevOps, you need to make sure you have the basics plus test plan in the Azure DevOps. If you have only basic plan, then system not allow you to create a test cases in the DevOps. So you can create a 30 days pre-plan for basics plus test plan. So you can choose the test plan for the RSAT configuration. So let's create a new project in the RSAT. So for creating new project, here you have the button of the new project. Here you mention the project name, description, and we find the visibility and this advanced button. Sometimes what happen when you log in first time for creating a new project in the Azure DevOps, this advanced button is not enabled or not visible for you. So don't worry, just what you can do, just cancel this, again go back to your organization, refresh this page and try to create a new project again. So in the second time you will get that advanced button. We require this advanced button because we need to mention our version control and the basic plan. So make sure your advanced option is enabled when you create a project. So I mention here RSAT _HJ. We mention the same name as LCS. So here in the description also I'll keep the visibility as a private, and in the advanced plan we have version control. So I have set the team foundation version control. Make sure you also choose this same option when you configure the RSAT, and in the work item process I select the agile item process and click on this create button. So our new project is created under our Azure DevOps library. So once your project is created, we required two important things. First, we required a personal access token, and the second one is an organization name in particular format for the LCS project. So we created first personal access token. So to creating the personal access token, here you have the user setting option. We click on the user setting option. In the second last you find the personal access token. So we click on this personal access token button. Here we need to create our new personal access token. So I just click on this new token. Here mention the token name. So I set it as a token name. Here organization name will be automatically fetched. In the expiration is very much important because the personal access token will be you can maximize up to 1 year. So the last expiration date you can set it as a 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, and you want maximum date, then you can define the custom define, and here you can mention the date up to next year. So for now I just set to the 30th December, and make sure you provide the full access, otherwise some operation will be can't perform or can't use in the test cases. So make sure you provide the full access. So that's it for this. Now we click on this create button to create a personal access token. So here our personal access token is generated. Just copy this and paste it in the notepad. Make sure you copy this personal access token when it's generated in the first time, because it's visible only one time. If you are not save this personal access token, then in the next time when you require this, you need to create a new personal access token, or either you need to regenerate this existing personal token. So make sure you copy this and mention the personal access token. Okay, so I have saved this, close this. So our personal access token is generated. Let's be again back to our Azure DevOps, this project. Okay, so our project is created, personal access token is created, we also got our organization name. So the next option, we need to create a test plans. So to creating a test plan, we have the option here to create a test plan. So inside the test plan we have test plans. We click on this button. Here you can create a new test plan. So inside new button I just create a new test plan. So in the test plan you can mention any name which you as per your requirement. So for now I just use the same name as a RSAT and create this test plan. So our test plan is created. Now our next step is create a test suite. So for creating test suite, you need to again click on this test plan. Here you have the 3 button option. Here you select the new suite and make sure you select the static suite. So I just select the static suite. Here I provide the name of the process which we are performing. So I set it as a sales order because we are demonstrating the sales order in this RSAT automation tool. We have completed first project. We created a project in Azure DevOps. We created personal access token. Then we create a test plan, and after test plan we create a test suite. So now we have only left with the test cases path, so we'll create this test cases later. So first we need to provide the access token number and the organization name to the LCS project. So we again move to our LCS. So in the LCS, first we need to provide the access token number and the organization name to our LCS project. So in order to do that, we click on this burger icon. Here we have the project setting option. Here we have the Azure DevOps option. So we need to set up this Azure DevOps. So in order to do that, we click on this setup Azure DevOps. Here we need to provide our organization name. So for this, we need to use this format which is provided in the back. You can see that http://organizationname.visualstudio.com. So we are creating this link in the notepad. So I just copy this https then my organization name. So you can find the organization name over here after this. So I just copy this, paste it over here and enter .visualstudio.com. Okay, we have created our link. So just copy this link and paste it in the Azure DevOps. So in the personal access token, we need to provide the personal access token which we have created in the Azure DevOps. So I just copy this, paste it in Azure DevOps option. So now we have provided our organization name and the personal access token. So we click on this continue button. Here we select the project DevOps which we have created for RSAT. So I select our RSAT.hd, the new project. The process template will automatically fetch which we have provided at the time of creating the project in the DevOps. So other thing, we have multiple options. We don't want to change anything over here. So we just click on this continue button. So this will show all the information which we have provided. So we just save this. So now here you can see that our Azure DevOps are linked with our LCS project. So now we have only left with the BPM library which we provide the test cases. So let's first open the RSAT tool, or I have also make a shortcut in the desktop. Yeah. So this RSAT tool you can download it from the Microsoft website. I will provide the link from where you can download this RSAT tool. So you can just directly navigate and download from this link. So first we need to configure our environment. So we just click on this setting. Here we provide our Azure DevOps URL which we have just created. So we just copy this URL and paste it over here. Okay. The next option is access token. So access token we have also copied. So we provide the same. The next one is a project name. The project name and the test plan we have loaded after we provide host name and the SOAP name and other all options. So for the host name and the SOAP name, you need to log into our cloud hosted environment. First, I am demonstrating how to configure the RSAT with the cloud hosted environment, and in the later part of this video, I will show you how you can configure this with the UAT environment. So for the host name and the SOAP name, you need to log in with your cloud hosted environment. So in order to do that, I'll again go back to our LCS, log in with our main project D365 ERP. Here we have the cloud hosted environment. So I'll log in with this. So we are configuring this environment with our RSAT. So for this, I'll click on the full details. Just copy this VM. The downloads. Okay. Log in with this username. More choice. Use different account. Enter the email address and the password to log in VM. Click on OK. Okay, why it's showing login field? Just again copy. Remember me. Okay, now it's login. So I just click on this yes. So we are logged in with our cloud hosted environment. Just in order to get the host name and SOAP name, search for IIS manager. So run as administrator. Okay, in the demo file we have sites option. Just drop down this site option, click on this AOS services. Here we select the option of edit binding. So we click on this edit binding. Here you got the both option, host name and the SOAP name. The SOAP name contains the SOAP in this their links. So first one is our host name, so we just copy this host name, minimize this, paste this in our RSAT tool. The next one is a soap name, so just copy this soap name also, minimize this. Okay, so we have provided the host name, soap name. The next one is a thumbprint. We need to generate a new thumbprint for our RSAT. So I just click on this new button. When you click on this new button in the thumbprint, system will download the two files. One is a RSAT thumbprint installer, or the second one is a certificate. So I just download this both the file in the desktop, so we'll get an idea of which two files they install. So we get the message of this certificate has been successfully created and added in the trusted store. So we get the thumbprint. So what we need to do in the first process, I just copy this both certificate, or either cut this certificate and the paste it in the cloud hosted environment, because we are configuring the RSAT with the cloud hosted environment, not our local machine. So I just paste. So now we need to install this both the files. So to install this both file, what I will do, I'll just click on this certificate. First select the local machine, we click on this next option, select the next. In here the place certificate following store, we need to install this certificate for the personal as well as the trusted road certificate authorities. So first we install for the personal, we click on the finish. Again we install for trusted root, so we click on this local machine, next. Now we select the trusted root, we click on OK, next, finish. So we have successfully installed the certificates of the thumbprint. So after this installation, the next step, we navigate to the wif.config file in our cloud hosted environment. So let's navigate to open our VM, refresh this, go to the document file, navigate to the K drive. So in the K drive, this PC, we navigate to the K drive. In the AOS services, we have webroot option. In the webroot, generally we have, here we have a WIF config file. Make sure you select the WIF config file, otherwise sometimes what happen, we by mistakenly select the web.config file. We need to select the WIF config file and we need to make changes in this file. So what I recommended you, first copy this WIF file or config file, paste it in somewhere, or otherwise duplicate this file, because sometimes what happen, by mistake you make some changes in the WF config file which have not recommended, maybe sometimes get corrupted. So in that case better we have the duplicate of this file. So I'll duplicate this file, I'll just copy this and paste it in the same folder. So here we created our copy file. So now we can change this WF config file. So in order to do the changes, we first open the notepad as a admin, the file open, we navigate to the K drive. In the K drive, AOS option, webroot, select all file option over here. Now select the WF config file, open this file. So here we can copy the any thumbprint which have existingly created and paste over the new thumbprint which we have created in the RSAT tool. So in order to do that, we just copy this from here, authority tab, and make changes accordingly. Any thumbprint part, so I just paste it over here. So 127.0. And here I am. So in the thumbprint part, I copy the thumbprint which are generated in the RSAT. So I just copy this and pasted the thumbprint option. So our thumbprint is generated. Don't worry about this CN 127 and other related option. I'll copy this whole thumbprint, our description, so you can just make a changes in the add thumbprint option. Otherwise you can direct copy this code from our description and paste it in your WF config file. So I just save these changes, close this. So our WF config changes is done. Now we again move to our RSAT tool and complete the remaining setup. So I just minimize this, open our RSAT tool. So in the company name, it will automatically fetch the company name. You can change the company name as per your requirement. So I make it as the same USMF. And in the working directory, you can mention the working directory which we are using for the RSAT. So I just create a new library inside document, create a new folder for RSAT and provide this a working directory option over here. Now you can see that once you provide the host name and the SOAP name option, our project name drop down will be enabled. So here you can see that set our project name rset.hj, which we have created in the LCS, and in the test plan we select our new test plan RSET, which we have created in the Azure DevOps. So our other option is done. Now let's check the test connection. So our connection with the Azure DevOps is successfully done. Let's check the connection with the finance and operation. Okay, so our admin name is missing, so let's provide the admin name. Let's test connection again. So our Azure DevOps and Finance on Operation test case setup is done in the RSET. So let's create a BPM library in the LCS. So we navigate again to LCS. We click on this. First we navigate to our project. We are in a different project, or we are in the main project. So move to RSET project. Here in the BPM process library, we click on the business process library. Here we're creating our new business process library. So we just click on this new, provide the library name, same as the RSET. So we just click on this create. When this project library is created, we just click on this button. Here with the standard two processes are created when we create a default library or new library. So we just select this sample core business process and add our child node. Here you can create multiple hierarchy of these processes, or you can delete all the existing one and create new hierarchy from the scratch. So currently I am not creating whole hierarchy. So for the demonstration purpose, I have added this node. Just click on this edit node, select sales order, create sales order. Okay, we just save this. Once you edit the process name, we just click on this mark as review. So our process library is marked now. Now the next important setup is we need to link this business process library with our Azure DevOps. So in order to do that, first we go back to our main business process library. Here we have the three drop down button. First we sync this VSTS sync with the business process library. So we click on this yes button. So this will take around 1 to 2 minutes to sync the first business library with the Azure DevOps, and in the next also we need to sync the test cases under this business library to our Azure DevOps. So once this process is done, just wait, refresh this page. So now you can see that VSTS sync is done and the next option sync test cases is enabled. So we also enable the sync test cases. Once you enable the sync test cases, you will get the test ID and other information like work item ID will be sync with the Azure DevOps. So just wait to sync. Yeah, our sync process is done. So let's again move to this business process library. So now our test plan and the BPM library is created and it's sync with the Azure DevOps successfully. So our next important setup is creating the test plan. So let's create a test plan. So in order to create a test plan, log in with your environment, log into environment of finance and operation. So first I will show you how you can create test cases in D365 finance and operation. In the Microsoft official document also explain how you can create a test cases, what is the protocol, what is the best practices to create test cases. I'll attach this document link in our description, so you can check out that test case document also. So I just here change the company to USMF, because in the RSAT we provide a USMF company. So I just change it as a USMF, then enter. So now here first what we can do, we create a test recording. So we just click on the setting button. We have the option of task recorder. By using task recorder, you can create a recording of the process which we perform in the D365 finance and operation and use this recording as a test cases for the RSAT. So we just create a recording, name it as a create sales order. Click on the start button. Okay, so let's create a sales order. So we go to account receivable, all sales order. Here you can see that as soon as you perform any processes in the D365 finance and operation system, automatically record this process in the task recorder in the right side corner. So we just create a sales order quickly. Enter the customer account name. Click on OK. Enter the item number. Select any random item number. So also I need to mention one process. As you see, I have entered the wrong item number in the sales order, but and also this step is also recorded in this task recorder. So you can also delete this recording. So I just select this step, and here you have the option to delete step. So by mistake, if you enter any wrong data or select any other processes which is not required in the task recording or as a test cases, you can delete this step by using these three dots. So now I just save this option. So we are done with the creating sales order process. So now we stop this recording. Here we have the option to stop this recording. So we click on this stop option. So we have created sales order, and task recorder record this all the process of creating sales order. Now we are using this recording as a test cases. So in order to do that, we have the option of save to lifecycle services here. So once you stop the recording, you will get all these options. So you just click on the save to lifecycle services. So as we are first time connecting the our LCS D365 finance and operation directly with our LCS, so system will ask for the authentication. So in order to provide the approval, we need to click on this link. Click here to connect to lifecycle. So I just click on this link. So here we have successfully authenticate with our library. So now we click on this OK button. So here you can see that our project all process library will be shown. So I just drop down and select the create sales order processes as we are performing the sales order. So system automatically add this test cases or test recording as a test cases for this create sales order process. So I just select this and click on OK. So system give us notification that our saving lifecycle services was successfully done. So we just close this. So the next step is we are importing all these test suites which we have added in the LCS to our Azure DevOps. So let's again navigate to our Azure DevOps. Here we have the sales order test plan. In the new test cases, just click on this drop down arrow. Here we select the add existing test cases option. So here don't make any changes in the query, directly run this query. So here it's shown our create sales order test cases which we have just created from the D365 finance and operations. So we select this, click on this add test cases. So we have successfully added our test cases in the Azure DevOps. So the next step is, so we have added the test cases in the LCS, sync all this BPM library with the test plan. So the next step is we move to our RSAT tool and load all the test cases again. So we click on this load test plan. So here our hierarchy is created under sales order. You can see that under the sales order we have one test suites which we have just created and added the test cases under this. So before running this test plan, we need to click on this new option. Once you click on this new option, system will start creating the new artifact. Here you got the option of generating new artifacts, and here you can see that our system will automatically validate our test cases. So once artifacts is generated and system will validate our test plan, we click on this parameter option in the Microsoft Excel. So I'll explain you first what this parameter option will do. Basically the parameter which we are providing under the test cases, like you can change the item number or customer account which we have selected in the sales order or any particular process. If you don't want to create a duplicate record in the system with the same date, like we are if we run the same test cases again, system will create a same sales order with the same item number. So in case if you want to change the account number or item number in the test case, you can set the parameter over here. Here we have the option. See, I'll show you. Test case. Here you can change the customer account number for which you want to test this sales order. So you can change the customer account number, site, warehouse, and the item number in the parameter form. Just save this. So system will fetch this parameter at the time of creating the sales order by using the RSAT. So we have make changes in the sales order. We close this Excel. So the next option is we are just run this test case. So we click on this run option. So here system will give you warning that the operation requires driver. So whenever you use the RSAT, the main important thing is a Selenium driver. We require the Selenium driver in the browser when you want to run the test cases. So no worries, system will automatically download the Selenium driver if you don't have in your system. So we just click on this yes. So system will automatically download and install it now. So we click on this yes button. So now we just run this execution of the test cases. Once you run this, system automatically take a control of your system and start, like, it's automatically open the finance and operation system and create a sales order. So I just start, click on this run process. So here you can see that system automatically open my browser, start open the D365 finance and operation system. Test is started now. Just click on this code. So system automatically fetch the sales order form, create automatic sales order. Now they are entering the warehouse and site which I have mentioned in the Excel file. This will now select my item number. Yeah, so process is done. Once the process is done, system automatically close this browser and also close the sales order and the sales order browser. So now they are navigating me to the again RSAT. So here we check the execution result of our test case. Here you can see that under the result column we get the green tick which shows that our test case is performed and it successfully run the test cases. As I mentioned in the initial part of this video, we will get all the execution details of these test cases in the Azure DevOps. So again we get to our Azure DevOps. The Azure DevOps test plan, just refresh this. Here we select our test case in the execution history. Here you can see that our in the create sales order it shows the outcome as a passed. If your test case is failed, it will show failed test, block test, and it's not applicable. So currently it's showing pass, so our test case is properly running and our RSAT is properly configured with our cloud hosted environment. So this is how you can configure and run the RSAT for the cloud hosted environment. So now I'll show you how you can connect the RSAT tool with the UAT environment or sandbox environment, because currently Microsoft remove the UAT VM access for the users. So for UAT we don't have any VM machine, so it's bit different process to connect the RSAT to the UAT environment, but the other process like creating the test cases, how to connect a BPM library with the UAT environment, and other processes like the test cases from the RSAT is same, just connection process or configuration process for a UAT to the RSAT is bit different. I'll show you how you can configure that. So in order to do that, just navigate to the UAT environment. So this is our sandbox environment for which we are running the RSAT or connecting the RSAT with this environment. So I just downloaded the RSAT certificate. So it will show, first time it will show the password which we need to use at the time of installation. So I just click on this yes. So same, I need to copy this password as it's showing only once, paste it in the notepad for future use. So I just copy and paste. Okay, so our process is done. Now system will download the certificate. So here also system downloaded, one is a certificate and the second one is a installer. So for now I just install this certificate in our local machine, because currently we don't have any VM for the UAT environment. So I am installing the certificate in my local machine. Click on the next. Okay, so here we need to mention the password which we get at the time of creating certificate. So we click on yes. Here also we need to install the certificate for the personal and the trusted root certificate. So we click on this. Okay. So one setup is done. So one installation is done. Now we again local machine and install for the trusted root certificate. Paste our password and next. Select all. Okay, so our certificate is installed in the our local machines. So we again go to our RSAT in the setting. For now I'll show you the setting which you are required to connect the D365 UAT environment with the RSAT tool. So Azure DevOps link is same which we are using for the cloud hosted environment, because we are not changing any project, we are just changing the D365 environment. So all the Azure DevOps setup is same. For the host name of the finance and operation UAT environment, what you need to do, just need to log in with the environment. We just log in the environment and copy the UAT link in the D365 finance and operation and paste it in the host name section. So this is our host name. And for the SOAP name of the UAT environment, what you need to do is just copy this and paste it over here. In the first link, like sandbox.test, before dot option you need to mention the SOAP name. So enter SOAP. So that's it, soap.sandbox.operationdynamics.com. So our host name, SOAP name is done. And in the admin user option, we need to provide the admin user name in the UAT environment. So currently I have not entered any UAT username. And for the thumbprint, from where you got the thumbprint, so for the thumbprint we again go to our certificate which we have downloaded from the UAT environment. So this is our two certificate which we have downloaded from the LCS UAT. So you just click on the certificate option, open this certificate. So we have already installed this certificate. So in the detail section of the certificate, in the extreme below, you got the thumbprint option. So just copy this thumbprint, click on OK, and use this thumbprint in the thumbprint option. So no need to create a thumbprint manually, as we created at the time of connecting cloud hosted environment. So to connecting RSAT to the UAT environment is easy as compared to connecting to the cloud hosted environment. So our setup is done now. So that's it. This setup you need to make a changes in the finance and operation. Just host name, SOAP name of the UAT, mention the admin user of your UAT for the testing, and the thumbprint you get in the certificate details column, and mention the company details, and just run this test suite, and system will automatically open your UAT environment and run these test cases and show you the result. So I hope you understand what is the RSAT, how you can configure the RSAT from cloud hosted environment or UAT environment, and how you can create the test cases and run the test cases. In case if you have any doubt at the time of configuring the RSAT, please let me know in the comment section. I will definitely help you to resolving your issue. And also one more thing, currently we have configured our RSAT with the D365 finance and operation. We can also configure our RSAT environment with the D365 commerce. So whatever operation we perform in the POS, we can create a test cases. So no need to run all the operation in the POS at the time of UAT. So if you require the video of connecting RSAT with the D365 commerce, comment in the comment section of this video. So as per your response, I will create a video for commerce setup also. Also, if you are interested in the D365 finance and operation module wise training series, please do check out our playlist. So we have already published a procurement and sourcing and inventory module and product and information management module series. So do check out that video. If you like this video, please hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and share this video with all your connections. So stay tuned with us, and thank you for watching.